Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining to my presentation, Teaching Strategy for Making Creative Music Using K-pop Melody in Piano Lessons. My name is Sumi Kwon. I'm a professor of Korea National University of Education. I'm teaching applied piano, class piano, and piano ensemble, and foundation of music education, music assessment, and music curriculum and learning theory seminar. I'm so happy to be able to present in the pre-conference of NCKP 2021. One of the mechanisms that is used by human beings in every day is problem solving, which is improvisatory quite in nature. So a concept that has been recently articulated as everyday creativity. People are often confused whether educating music is as a tool for developing creativity or developing creativity is for the intrinsic growth of music. In this presentation, I would like to discuss creative activities for musical growth and the essential aspects of music education. In Korea, creative music making is being carried out passively in school music as well as piano studios. Because most Korean piano and music teachers have no experience in learning improvisation. So it is difficult for them to find and develop teaching strategies. And I know that there are some piano methods published in the US containing creative music activities. However, I would like to ask you that how many fun and exciting creative music activities students voluntarily participate in their piano learning? Frankly speaking, I haven't studied improvisation in Korean education system until I took an introduction of jazz class at one of my graduate courses, Manhattan School of Music. It was almost 25 years ago. So this study was initiated based on the following reasons. Due to the lack of piano teaching materials for improvisation and the lack of teachers' experience in improvisation and education. The purpose of this presentation is to provide educational materials and teaching strategies for improvisation using K-pop melody, and to develop the creative musicality in basic piano education. Improvisation in music is defined as the art of thinking and playing music at the same time. When it comes to improvisation, we think of random activities without planning. But a real improvisation is a meaningful activity that expresses musical ideas on the spot without the prior planning, but with the internalized musical backgrounds. There are many prior studies that mentions about the benefit of improvisation, but it is not easy to experience it in daily piano lessons because most of piano lessons are devoted to repertoire learning. Experience in improvisation contribute to listening, playing, and understanding much more about music. Many music educators mentioned about the educational benefit of improvisation. The improvisation enables piano beginners to express themselves actively with interest and immersion. Second, the improvisation enables piano beginners to improve their creative keyboard playing skills. And it also enables piano beginners to make music by oral learning. And finally, improvisation enables piano beginners to cover their mistakes up and have confidence. There are the general tips for teaching and learning improvisation. First, the piano teachers need to select learning materials carefully, considering the limited musical knowledge or skills inherent in the learners. Teachers also need to create a cooperative atmosphere among young students in a group classroom setting and reduce teachers' authoritative interference. And students also need to practice deliberately to acquire the improvising skills. The general guidance for improvisation is planned training. One of the main purposes of planned training for young learners, especially those with limited musical experience, is to improvise through the intensive development of their internalized limited musical backgrounds. In my previous study, that I classified improvisation teaching approaches into two categories. The first one is improvise based on the indicated musical elements, and second is based on the question and answer approach. In each approach, the planned training could be carried out according to the detailed musical elements, such as rhythm, pitch, chord, scale, and form. For creative music making, I suggest the following tips. Please utilize the simple rhythm patterns first and use the melody pattern later. You can clap or step or strike the keyboard like a percussive instrument. Second, the creative music making should be like a game in which the young beginners will solve the problem with fun and excitement. Third, design a music environment with a plan so the students are not afraid of any mistakes or dissonance. In my presentation, the secret is in teacher's accompaniment. The selection of teacher accompaniment material is very important. It can provide young beginners with musical interest as well as confidence. And change music pattern allows young beginners to extend their music learning with creativity and concentration. Now, let's experience creative music making with K-pop. The first example is make music with a single note. Let's listen to the original song first briefly. Yes, this is BTS's song, Not Today. Did you hear the repetitive instrumental part in the beginning? I just extracted that A major long of music for teacher's keyboard accompaniment section. Here you are. And also, as that 8 major long of music is all in tonic of G minor, I arranged a student to play only single note G, which is tonic, with a given rhythmic pattern. Here you are. Let's listen to students' improvisation along with teacher's accompaniment. Now, the next example is making music with 2 notes. Let's listen to the original song briefly again. Isn't it exciting? This song is by EXO's Dancing King. Did you also listen to the repetitive melody in the beginning? Yes, I extracted that part for teacher's keyboard accompaniment. And as you hear, this 8 measure long of music is thoroughly based on tonic of C natural minor. So I selected only tonic and dominant note, C and G, for student use. So student will make a counterpart melody only using those two notes, C and G, with a given rhythmic pattern. Now, let's listen to the students' improvisation along with teacher's accompaniment. Now, the next example is making music with 3 notes. K-pop artists Zico and Mino are collaborating. The song title is Okidoki. Let's listen to it briefly.
Am I now? You're ready. I'm ready. Yeah, okie dokie.
Isn't it fun? Like ostinato or figured bass. This repetitive section is running thoroughly. So in this time, I extracted 60 measure long of music just for teacher's keyboard accompaniment. And as you hear, the 60 measure long of music is in the tonic of C natural minor. Among the components of this C natural minor scale, I just picked up 3 notes, C, B flat, and G, and arranged a student to use only those 3 notes with a given rhythmic pattern. The students will improvise it along with teacher's accompaniment. I'm a real classic music person. I haven't imagined myself that I, who received only classical music education, would bring music teaching materials from K-pop. Then why K-pop? Because it's fun and exciting. Nowadays, everybody in the world loves it. This kind of a familiar teaching material gives the relaxation and confidence, especially the young beginners who has the limited musical background and experiences. I think that rap, a genre of popular music, is kind of bank of teaching materials because of its repetitive rhythm pattern and simple melody. This is the way how to use K-pop for creative music making. First, choose a simple rap passage consisting of repetitive patterns and modes. Second, arrange the melody for the teacher accompaniment. And third, designate the limited tones and rhythm patterns for the student's counterparts. If necessary, you may transpose the scale and the modes and design the planned improvisation activity to match to your student's level. The next example is making music with 4 notes. K-pop musician EXO is singing. Let's listen to it briefly.
Yo,
Yes. This song is composed by B. Dorian mode. Among those components, I picked up 4 notes: P, D, E, F sharp. Those 4 notes are for student use, improvisation. And this repetitive pattern is arranged for teacher accompaniment. Here, students will make music with those 4 notes over the given rhythmic pattern. They will improvise on their keyboard freely like a rapper. Now, listen to the students' improvisation along with the teacher's accompaniment. This is the last example, making music with G natural minor. K-pop musician Hello is singing Here I Am. Let's listen to it briefly.
Yo, that's on my hammer. Hey, I need talks right now. Let's go. 시선을 확 잡아 올린 듯이 머릿속이 멍해 자연스레 내게 끌린 듯이 걸음은 널 향해.
As you hear, I extracted those A major long of repetitive music for teacher accompaniment. And student will improvise with this G natural minor scale along with the given rhythmic pattern. Now, let's listen to students' improvisation along with teacher's accompaniment. Based on this teaching strategy, I have developed a number of creative music making materials and recently published my piano methods, Magic Finger, in 16 volumes. Especially, this method is highly evaluated in its creative music making section by actively utilizing this K-pop melody, which are mainly used to reduce the burden of wrong or right. Without that pressure, young learners can improvise with confidence and fun. This is the conclusion. Creative music making for young learners should be done in the process of problem solving. Considering their ages, it is recommended in a form of game without any pressure, whether it is correct or wrong. In addition, it is highly recommended to consider planned training in the selection of music materials and in the selection of teaching approaches. You can choose folk tune, play songs, as well as pop songs. If we can help our students to improvise with freedom and with creativity. This is my references. Thank you for joining my presentation. If you have any question, ask it to me, and I will try my best to answer it. And you can write your question via chatting board, or you can write it to my email. Thank you very much.